CO2! No ocean, no life! Welcome back to Ocean News from the Sea. Since the Industrial Revolution in 1850, mankind has been using fossil fuels in large quantities. A considerable amount of CO2 has been emitted to the atmosphere, and the total carbon dioxide in the atmosphere on Earth began to increase.
The solid line in this picture indicates the increased trend of total carbon dioxide emitted to the atmosphere each year globally from the 1850s to now. Besides, we have also observed that the dotted line indicates an increase in CO2 in the atmosphere each year happened at the same time. We observed an interesting phenomenon. The carbon dioxide observed in the atmosphere is merely no more than half of the total emissions.
Where has the other half of CO2 gone?
This can be explained from the emissions and absorption of CO2. For example, in 2006 to 2015, 34.1 billion tons emitted from the fossil industry each year, plus 3.5 billion tons released from land development. A total of 37.6 billion tons of CO2 was discharged to the atmosphere. About 44%, or 16.4 billion tons, was kept in the atmosphere. But 21.2 billion tons vanished, of which 11.5 billion tons was absorbed by forests on the land. This part accounted for about 30% of the total emissions, and the remaining 26%, or 9.7 billion tons, was absorbed by the sea.
Forests on the land remove CO2 from air mainly through photosynthesis. How does the sea absorb CO2 then?
The sea absorbs CO2 mainly through two ways. One is through a physical pump effect. The other is through a biological pump effect. Through these two pump mechanisms, the sea pumps CO2 into seawater.
What seawaters around the globe can absorb CO2?
This picture shows us which sea can absorb CO2 from the atmosphere. But pay attention. In some waters, they release CO2 from the sea to the atmosphere instead. As for the mechanisms of the biological pump and physical pump, we will offer more detailed explanation in our edition, How Can the Sea Absorb CO2?
In current seawater characteristics, as long as the concentration of CO2 in the atmosphere is higher than that in the sea surface, CO2 in the atmosphere will be dissolved into seawater. The sea works hard to absorb CO2 produced by mankind and regulates global climate.
Mankind owes the sea a big thank you, ocean.
Let us brainstorm together which ways can reduce CO2 emissions. No ocean, no life. See you next time!